McBricker, we got Morgan, T Valkyrie, Madeline Swope. Good morning, everybody. ABC fan. So early on the West Coast, says Morgan. Where's West Coast? 3 hours behind?
3 hours, yeah.
6:30. Yeah.
I see the chat,
I
but
wouldn't wake
the
up at
video
6:30.
hasn't started yet.
Sometimes you gotta refresh. Let's see if I got it. Morning Break Live. Yep, I got the ad. We should be good.
Ooh, Lumineers. Were you listening to that, or is that the ad?
That's the ad.
Okay, here we go. There we are. There's Daniel.
There I am.
All right.
And the world's best boss. Self-proclaimed.
It was a gift. I swear I didn't buy it for myself.
Okay. I think I have one of those too. You got more news than me. I can give
Yeah,
comments.
really, honestly, there's not a lot.
Good morning, Bricklore, Chris Dodson, John K.
I could go on forever about our Portland haul.
Oh, yeah.
But I really don't want to do that because we have a video coming out, and sorry, I'm just trying to get our chat up here. Thank you, Daniel.
Morgan dropping the pepperoni and the Jar Jar emojis. Those are our.
All right, your pepperoni.
Those are our
Jar Jar.
substitute
Sweet.
emojis. Let's see, we got a new viewer in today, Will Wilson, first time catching us live from Kentucky, planning a trip to Atlanta Brick Coast soon. We're looking forward to seeing you, Will. It is a destination for a lot of people, that's for sure.
All right, so T Valkyrie says minifig news. What minifig news is there?
I don't know. Let me see if I had any minifig news. I really didn't have that much this week.
The
You
new
got more than
series
me.
is out, and we have not gotten any in the store yet, but I have seen them out for sale.
People said they were coming out, I think even as early as last week. They were seeing them in places like Kohl's. One of the places I found Series 22 kind of early was Barnes & Noble. That's probably worth a look.
Mm-hmm.
The places like Target and Walmart are slow to get them now,
Yeah.
compared to some of the other more unusual places you might not look.
And then let's talk about rumored Marvel sets, Madeline says.
Do you have anything for that? I don't have any.
You're going to have to tell us, Madeline.
I can check my, was this something
let's
recent or
see.
was this a couple days ago?
I don't see any rumored. I do have something to talk about with the Marvel brick build, not brick
The
build,
big
but
characters.
like the buildable characters.
Yeah, there was the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales.
And Venom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hogwarts Express is also.
They're
available.
okay looking. Like, they're not the best looking.
Yeah, they're a little odd. The heads are kind of big on top. They got a little Megamind thing going
Yeah,
on.
I honestly like the Bionicle figures better. The Bionicle builds.
Yeah, this
better
is
than
like an
those.
interesting hybrid. Like the shoulders and the hips are like the ball joints, but then the elbows and the knees are all like clip and bar joints.
It looks like the designers were tasked to do buildable figures with more systems pieces.
Yeah,
You know.
as to see how it would work.
Yeah, and it just, I like the Star Wars buildable characters better than that, and they did not do very well, so why would the Marvel figures do any better, you know?
I don't know. Different markets, I guess. The Miles Morales one looks better, and maybe that's just because it's black and red. With the Spider-Man, you really see all of the kind of odd chunkiness and sharp edges
Shoulder
and
pad,
things.
football shoulder pads.
Yeah, the big shoulder
Yeah.
pads.
The Brick Fanatics had an article out that says, could these be the gateway for Bionicle to come back? And at first I was like, I don't know why it would be like these, because the Star Wars figures didn't really do anything for Bionicle.
Yeah.
But I've always said, I think Bionicle is coming back, because Lego owns it, it's an IP, why not, right? And some of their points of interest were, and I didn't know this, in Ninjago City Docks, there was a Matanui map.
There was one, I'm pretty sure it was in one of the Hogwarts sets, or something Harry Potter, maybe in the Astronomy Tower, there was like a star chart, and there was like a constellation that looked like a Bionicle mask.
Mm-hmm. And then in Hidden Side, on the Hidden Side fire truck, there's a Kanohi mask
Interesting.
on the side of it. So, and then of course they put it in the 90th play set.
Which one?
The one of the little brick built figures.
Oh, yeah, the Bonkle, as
Yeah,
people call it. Yeah.
Which I didn't like it at all, but I mean, it's better than
I think they're kind of embracing it now, just for the joke of it, because how ridiculous it was. But yeah.
Yep, the Hogwarts Express you can buy now, and I never really
What a
looked
weird
at
release
it,
date.
and I wasn't very excited about it either. And when I was looking at it this morning on the website, I was like, wow, that really is cool.
It's
That's awesome.
It's a nice train. The deal breaker for me was that it was red and not dark red. I really wanted a big Hogwarts Express in dark red. And you can argue about whether that's correct or not, but I think it just would have made it look really premium for that price point. Somebody had done a mock where they had released instructions for a very large Hogwarts Express that did use all dark red pieces, and it looked really good.
We've got some whatnot chatter going on.
Oh yeah, that's so.
Not to veer away from the rumored Marvel sets, Madeline. Madeline did respond back. She said, let's see, there's the rumored UCS set, Morbius versus Miles Morales set, Ant-Man, and some other ones. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about those yet.
Yeah, Jonathan, we'll get back to you through that chat function. Joe was out yesterday, and he usually responds to those the quickest, but somebody should be checking those chat messages today.
Yeah, actually, Joe is out again today, so we are going to respond to the chat messages through the website and emails, but it may be a little slower, because I know I've got paperwork to do down in the basement after this, but Ethan is coming in today, and he's going to be responding to those.
Okay.
And then
I got to ship out whatnot orders today.
yeah, Daniel will be busy shipping out all these whatnot orders. Who was
Big
it?
auction last night.
Brickler said whatnot is very addictive.
It is. Some people find that out the hard way. I know Grumpy J had to dial back there for a little while.
Chris McBricker said the same thing. Let's see, I need to stay off whatnot. I made it out of ABC auction with my shirt, then won a free giveaway. Everyone is awesome set new. Oh wow, that wasn't ours, but that must have been a pretty good giveaway.
Who said that? Where was that?
Chris McBricker.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Rumored $500 UCS Marvel set. Morbius versus Miles Morales. I think I heard about that one. Ant-Man set and some other ones. I must have missed those.
Yeah.
About that.
Madeline's saying she's hoping the $500 one is a Professor X Institute for Gifted Youngsters. We have not seen very many X-Men sets, so I wouldn't.
We've seen a couple
too
like
hopeful with
playset
that,
style ones,
but
nothing.
the $300 Hulkbuster, we've talked about that a few times, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome. But I mean, we have got so many Hulkbusters.
I think when I had originally heard that rumor, my first instinct was a really well done Avengers Tower, like in the style of Daily Bugle. Like they've done a lot of playset ones, but I'm talking like a really very kind of proportionate and good looking one.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the smaller playset ones, which are a little janky.
What are some Marvel sets? They keep redoing the same ones, just like Star Wars.
Yeah.
What are some Marvel sets they have not come out with yet that could be really cool? Some more
At that scale, at that price point?
I think some more bases. You know, they've done Avengers Tower.
Yeah, well that's what made me think of it. I mean, Daily Bugle was kind of the prime location for a lot of the Spider-Man stuff, so Avengers Tower would be the prime location for all of that stuff. And then yeah, you're right, like the X Institute would be that for X-Men, but I'm not sure if the market is there, if they've tested that market enough for the X-Men sets. Do you have another one in mind, Chris?
No, they're just all too obscure, really. That's probably why they haven't come out with them yet. Doctor Doom's evil castle would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I don't think
But
for
he's
$500 though.
Doctor Doom's not super popular right now. He's not really too relevant.
ABC fan asks, are the new Indiana Jones sets confirmed? Nothing's confirmed until we hear it from Lego, but it is very heavily rumored. I mean, there were leaks to the point of having specific set numbers, names, and price points. So very highly likely at this point, but nothing's confirmed. It all depends on the source where you get your rumors from.
Oh yeah, So Finico Dare said they should do a large Asgard set with pearl gold parts or drum lacquer parts. That would be really cool. Maybe the Rainbow Bridge would be killer.
Yeah, a lot
That would
of
be so
transparent.
cool,
We'll make two
yeah.
plates in different colors.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
And maybe they could do from Ragnarok. They could do the Devil's Anus. You know, with.
How would you feel?
I could do some concept art here for you, Daniel.
Okay. Oh yeah, sure. You sketch that up for me, and I'll think about what they would have to call that set.
Okay. All right.
The Devil's Starship. T. Valkyrie said not only dark red, it should have been motorized for that price. Yeah, I would agree. A lot of people also complaining that the Hogwarts Express was not built to ride on standard train track, that it was actually too wide for that.
Jonathan Miller is asking about, I think this is another question about getting in contact with him.
Yeah, we'll respond to that message.
Well,
it's not necessarily a live chat. It goes to our inbox, and then when we reply
I haven't
to
actually seen it yet, so you might want to try sending it a different way or again. There is literally like 100 ways you could contact us, and some are better than others. Through a website is definitely the best way to do it.
That's what I told him to do yesterday on the live stream, was to do the chat.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he did. I think nobody's just checked him since yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, Joe's out, and Joe usually responds to those. So.
We'll get back to you, don't worry. The bridge battle again, but with No Way Home minifigures. Yeah, a Statue of Liberty fight from No Way Home. Asgard. Let's see. Chris McBricker says, I saw a castle tower confirmed.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that.
I don't know what that is.
There's a lot of stuff Daniel and I are behind on.
Yeah, I don't know. It must just not be coming through on the news channels that I follow. I didn't see anything on. And these may have been on like some of the Instagram accounts, like Promo Bricks and things like that.
That's where Mark usually hangs out, so he usually has that information. But Mark is still out of town. He was at Brick Slopes this past weekend, and he said it was awesome. And then I think they're going to another small convention this weekend. So
Morgan said, did I see his used land speeder post? I looked it up just now. We joked on Whatnot. We sold a whole bundle of Luke's land speeders, and we said somebody should make like a Ed was joking that somebody should make like a used car dealership with Jawas making deals. So he's got the balloon guys.
Those are
the
so
sign
perfect.
in the back.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta save
funny.
this. I'm gonna share this.
Very good, Morgan. Hey, let's talk about some things that are kind of wrong with Lego's website, shipping, and all this stuff. All right, so I think we've touched on this before, but every single time I go to Lego.com, it starts me out in somebody's.
They're like ones that are written in a language, like
I got France
Japan
this
or
morning for
Korean
the
or something.
first time,
and I have to go in the URL and change the little thing after Lego.com to en-us. Has anybody else had this problem?
Yeah, because I deleted mine had FF or some F-F or something like that for France, and I deleted it and hit enter, and it took me back to France. So I had to go down and change what country I was in. But that's really, it's been going on now for at least a month, and it's very strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start typing out the whole URL or something.
And then
because on some, like when I get the UK one, I usually don't notice it till I go to check the price of something, and it's got it in euros, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, T. Valkyrie said, yeah, I was in England. I guess it's a good way to visit England without actually having to go.
Brick Mom VA dropping in for a bit. Yeah, let's do some of these other ones.
Built by Matt said, yeah, it's so frustrating. Mine auto-locates me in Australia, and he's in the United States. You think they would have that fixed by now.
Finico Dare asks, do you think the new VIP 10 lunchbox would be a good investment? With all VIP stuff, it just depends on how many they decide to make. I think we kind of saw that with like the gold VIP coins, the retro space hats, stuff that sold out very quickly, but then at any time Lego can say, well, we're re-adding it, and then it's on there for months, and it's available for a long time, and so
we are getting
VIP stuff is tricky from an investment perspective.
Yeah. we get a lot of them in the store, and we've gotten tons of the signs in.
Yeah.
And we have had, they made another tin lunchbox that really was not worth a whole lot of money. It was $20.
Was that the one we had in recently that had the patent on the side?
Did you get it?
I think Mark's got it back
Mark-
here. I
Mark
got
has
another
it.
one of that at
Okay.
Brick World. No, Brick Fair.
Is it back
For
here? You
pretty
could
cheap.
get it?
Yeah, let me see if it's
Okay.
back here.
There's a
Mark-
clay. Hey, there's
Mark
clay.
tucked it away in
There's
his
a
stash.
Nexonite's lunchbox up there too.
I think it, yeah, it's right here.
They're super cool and they're neat, but I would not get them for investment purposes.
Yeah.
This one's got to be up there with just about the best. I mean, this is super cool.
I have one that's just like it's like a red 2x3 brick pattern on the front. It just has 6 studs. And it kind of came as a set. There were other stuff they made at the same time. I have like a little pencil cup. It's like a tin pencil holder that's blue and I think has 6 studs on the front or something.
This came out in 2019, which wasn't that long
that's
ago.
like half of it.
And I haven't. This is the only one I've ever seen of this one, and
That and the one I
we
got.
had
Brick
had it
Fair.
priced at $30, and that was probably a little on the high side just because we'd never seen one before. But I'd say it's worth maybe $20 probably.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't invest in those Lego VIP things, especially like the artworks and stuff. They're popular, but they're hard to store, and they get damaged very
To see
easy.
the Nexonite's one now.
This lunchbox has 2 dents in the back, and I think those happen since it's been in our store.
Really?
They really damage kind of easy.
There's your Nexo one, Grumpy J. Yeah, everyone else is saying they've had issues with it. T Valkyrie says they've got England. Builds by Matt says yes, it's frustrating. Puts him in Australia. Grumpy J's got in France. Yeah, I've been all over. Because I log into Lego.com a lot here at work to check prices on stuff.
Grumpy J, looks like I might have been wrong. This is not a lunchbox. It's a charcuterie tray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so one of those new,
Not
very
a parts
popular, trendy charcuterie board trays that you can take to the beach with you. You put your
Weren't people
crackers
using
in here,
like tackle boxes for
your
that?
smoked salmon in here, and your
Pretzel sticks
cheese
in the
in
long
there.
one? Oh,
Right,
okay.
pretzel sticks.
Yeah.
Goldfish.
All right, back to what we were talking about. Weird shipping things. Let me start with this one. Let me pull up my. I talked about this last week on. What did I talk about it? Oh, it must have been Joy of Building because I think it was the day after the morning brick. So I have the informs delivery thing through the post office. Said I had a package coming from IXL Graphics in Michigan. Had no idea what that was. Then the package shows up, fulfillment center from Retail Sports Marketing in Michigan. And I figured I knew what it was because it was something I had ordered and it was Lego and it was the 90 Years Castle thing that they did as a Walmart exclusive. So I did a little extra research. I looked up what, I don't remember which one I looked up. Let's see, was it IXL Graphics or was it the Retail Sports Marketing?
Retail sports marketing, I think you had showed me.
Let me check that one. Retail Sports Marketing. I don't know what it has to do with sports, but yeah, okay, so that was the other thing. If you go to the address of the site, it also came with this card in it that had a contact email address if you had questions, but it's someone's personal email address. It's last name, first initial at rsmbiz.com. And if you go to Retail Sports Marketing or rsmbiz.com, the best shopper marketing and retail promotions specialist in business. So it sounds like somebody you can contract out to do any kind of promotional things like this.
So it's almost like how we make our own sets. They could have come to
Yeah.
us and said, hey, can you put these sets together for us?
Yeah, and this is about what that would look
They
like.
used-
in Ziploc bags.
We would have done better than this.
Well, yes, but
Yeah.
a little better than this, hopefully.
They're in Ziploc bags. They're kind of weird looking. They just threw all the parts in one thing except these parts, which they
a
probably
handful of the small parts.
they probably got direct from somebody. But
And it's all official. It's got the Lego logo on it
Yeah.
and the Walmart logo, but there's just some odd things that make you go, this is different and kind of odd.
Yeah, so they're saying basically,
There's nothing wrong with it.
if you're
as far
missing
as
a
I can
piece,
tell.
don't go to Lego.
Yes.
Go to this
And
retail sports
I
marketing
think that's
company.
why this happened. Walmart probably approached Lego about doing an exclusive promo, and they said, sure, but we want nothing to do with it.
They
You
said-
can use our logo,
Yep.
you can use our instructions, we have to give a seal of approval on it,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna help you. We're not sending you
This
parts.
was made by
We don't wanna deal
Walmart.
with
The
customer service if
instructions-
it goes wrong.
The instructions were probably printed by Walmart
Could be.
with permission to use the Lego logo.
I'm sure they had to send proofs and stuff
Yep.
back to Lego.
That's kind of
but-
how this is a movie backdrop, and they got permission from Lego to put the Lego logo on it.
Gotcha.
And this shit.
You know
So
something
Lego
I did,
logo's up
you know
there.
something I did notice on it? They used the current Lego logo and not the one that would have been. There's a very subtle difference.
Yeah.
The thickness of the
I did
the
not
bubble
notice
letters
that,
is a little
yeah.
different. Back in the 90s, the thing that I usually noticed was the yellow around the edge did come down between the L and the E. That's what I
That's
usually
funny.
look for. Very,
Um,
very minor.
We can't really talk about the movie or anything about like that
Yeah,
yet.
still
but
not yet.
We will when it gets announced.
Still waiting on that.
Are you gonna build this?
Yeah, I might. I was holding off so I could talk about it on this.
Are
But
you
yeah, let me,
disappointed
uh,
with this, or is it?
No, I'm not.
just-
I have no qualms with it. I just
Mm.
looked at it and I was like, this is an interesting, unusual way that they've clearly farmed this out to a third party for them. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna build it. It doesn't come in a box. There's no. That's the other thing, is there's no box or way to tell if it's been opened. So there's no reason to keep anything sealed unless you had left it sealed in a bubble mailer. But
Yeah.
and then
So
the other one, if
we-
you want to talk about that too.
go ahead and get that out. Yeah.
So I have never purchased anything from like Zavvi or any of those places, but there was a thing I talked about I think last week that the DeLorean was in stock on Zavvi, so I decided to go for that because Lord only knows when it's going to come back in on Lego.com. It came from the UK, oddly enough. Let's see.
With free
Basildon,
shipping?
United Kingdom, free shipping from Zavvi.
Wow.
Came from UK in a Lego shipper box. It was big enough to fit two of them side by side. It was kind of a tall, thin box. It took up almost exactly half the box, and the other half was stuffed with packing pillows. So they must have been buying them from Lego in boxes of two, taking one out
Yeah.
for people who only ordered one. And I guess they put the other one into some other box, so maybe half of them came in this box and half of them came in something else. I don't know. But again, kind of unusual ways that third parties and other people are getting Lego to people.
Yeah. Is it the European version of it? Does it have a piece count on it?
I did look at that. Because it's the 18 plus box art down, it's
Mhm.
got the bar at the bottom, it did have the piece count. I did look for
Okay.
that. But I haven't seen if on that newer style box art where it's down at the bottom on the UK versions, if they actually don't print the piece count or if they still are printing it anyway. I know on the usual version where the details are all along the side in that kind of vertical lockup, they usually don't put the piece count on European boxes, but on 18 plus style,
Okay.
they may still do it anyway. Because I did think about that.
Morgan was wondering if this, since it's the UK DeLorean, is the steering wheel on the other side?
I don't know, I haven't built it yet, but
Okay.
maybe.
In the
I'll have
box
to look for
image
that.
or anything?
I didn't look that closely, I have to
Alright.
look.
Not on the other side, but on the wrong side.
Right, the incorrect side, yeah.
So somebody had asked if our 20% off sale was still going on. It was going to go till the end of this month, which is August. Today would have been the last day. We are going to extend it through September because we are slow right now.
Yeah.
All the kids are back to school. The economy is not on fire, and we are going to extend our built set 20% off sale through September. So basically anything that's on the shelves now, anything that comes in gets that 20% off. So somebody actually purchased the ATOT dropship yesterday on the live stream.
And what was the other thing? Oh, the Republic Bricks.
Yeah, that wasn't a built set,
Yeah.
but so they got that ATOT for 20% off, which was a pretty good
Good
buy
deal,
for the
yeah.
ATOT. Yeah.
We still have the Home One
Oh, do
one
we?
out there, I think,
Okay.
as far as I know. Tambra Carswell asked, does it have a set number? If you're talking about the Yellow Castle, it does have a set number.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. It is 6426244. And it has all this stuff on the back. Interestingly enough, I actually hadn't seen this before, about components made in Denmark, Mexico, Hungary, China, distributed in the USA by Lego Systems Incorporated, Enfield, Connecticut. But it clearly was not distributed by Lego Systems Incorporated. I think it probably went through a couple different people's hands. You know, maybe the IXL graphics people, maybe that's the person who either printed this and the little insert. And there is one printed tile element in the set. I actually didn't show that off. Grumpy J will get a kick out of this because it's an Exonite shield that comes in a castle set. It says 90 years of play. So that's, you know, somebody could have been doing the custom printing, and then somebody else was sourcing the parts from Bricklink, and one of them was maybe doing the final shipping. But there you go. It does have a set number. Let's see what else.
Let's see. This might be old news, but Lego has partnered with Universal Studios to put a lot more Lego movies out there. So we can expect more Lego movies coming out.
It sounds like they wrapped up with Warner Brothers for one reason or another.
And it might not be the Lego movie with the same cast of characters, but just different stuff.
A new direction.
Maybe another DC one, maybe a Marvel one. Who knows? So they're all good. You know, Ninjago, everything was fantastic. So what's a theme that they could do? I would love it if they did another Clutch Power style one where they brought all the themes together.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
You could even start to get into some, you know, probably not this, but something like, you know, Time Cruisers or Time Twisters, where you're visiting all sorts of different themes.
And Lego Movie did that too.
Yeah,
they brought
Lego
all
Movie,
the themes together in a different way. And I wouldn't be surprised if they add a new cast of characters and then bring in some of those old characters, like maybe Emmett or Wildstyle or somebody.
Yeah, that's true. They did pull a lot of other IPs in, because you had Gandalf and Batman and Green Lantern and a lot of those Dimensions figures too.
Gosh, even the Lego Batman movie had the Wizard of Oz characters in it.
That was in the Batman one?
That was
in the regular Lego
It was
movie?
the Flying Monkeys.
That's
The Flying
right,
Monkeys came in the Ultimate Battlefield.
Huh.
There are Christmas gift with purchase sets. Really no news or any details yet, but apparently there's two slated for November, and usually they're pretty good. Last year we had Santa's
Front Yard. Yeah, and that one came back just in July.
And then
they did a rehash of that one.
Also, you know, the one you could buy, Santa's Sleigh, came out. It wasn't a gift with purchase.
Was that 2 years ago, or was that just last year?
Wasn't it last year?
I don't know. That was a really hot set.
It was
a lot
last
of people
year.
wanted that Santa's Sleigh. That's a good
Pretty
set.
sure it was last year. Because you couldn't get it anywhere. And when Ed, Mark, Steven, and I went down to Legoland, Florida after Christmas, they had tons of them.
Oh, did you pick up a bunch?
Yes,
those are gonna be hot again this year. That'll be good to have.
And we probably still have them stored somewhere in the back. We'll pull them out.
Yeah, I'm sure we put them away last year to save till this November.
And then, so here's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you remembered, but there was a store calendar last Christmas, and for December it had a white. I think it was a white reindeer. Angie would remember this.
Was it like one of the Christmas ornament things where it was just like a little head that you tied a string to and?
Hey, Angie!
We'll bring in the expert.
Yeah, Angie would remember this. And we were talking about it last year. We were like, is this a teaser for next year for something coming up? Remember last year on the store Christmas calendar, there was like a white reindeer or something that never actually came out in the Lego set? Do you remember that?
Yes, I vaguely remember that.
Was it a white reindeer? We were thinking maybe they were teasing something coming out in the
I
future.
don't know if it was a white reindeer though. It was like Mrs. Claus. It was a set with Mr. and Mrs. Claus in it, and they hinted that they were going to create that, and then they never brought it out. But maybe there was a white reindeer in that set. I
So
don't know.
that's probably what they're coming out with this year.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
my guess. That's my assumption. And Angie, everybody's saying they want you back on. So next week you gotta.
Well, there you go. Sure,
Yeah.
you just gonna sit down. You can
Hello.
scoot down.
Well, no, I can't. A
Oh,
customer's
boo.
here. I'm helping a customer.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, all right. That's
I'm
more
sorry,
Yeah.
but hi y'all. I'll come back next week.
Angie will be ready.
I will. I'll be ready next week.
Everyone's saying if they do a Marvel movie, they better not screw it up. I doubt they would screw it up.
No, man.
Between Universal and Lego, they'll do
Yeah.
something good.
Yeah. Actually, Universal, wouldn't that be interesting? Because the big amusement parks down there, you got Disney and Universal, and the Marvel stuff's at Disney, but Universal would be producing the movie.
Right.
Interesting.
Chris McBreaker did bring up a good point. They have Marvel Lego DVDs, I think. Yeah, they do a lot of the little DVD specials and things that come out with the minifigures. They've done those for Marvel and DC for years. Hello, Malistair. Welcome in. Let me see what else I had. Oh, here's a interesting thing. So there's the Lego City Sandwich Shop gift with purchase. Have you seen this? It's like a little guy riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
It's still supposedly only exclusive to Japan, which would be weird, but we haven't had any confirmation that it's going to be everywhere else. But I suspect it'll probably be the case
I didn't even know they ate
in the next
sandwiches
few
there.
years. Okay, I'm not gonna try and figure out what that means. Another interesting one. They have some Lego Education minifigs that they have put on board to launch with the Artemis rocket. That was supposed to launch, like yesterday or the day before or something, but they had some issue with one of the engines. I think they postponed it to Saturday maybe. But I think one of the last times in my memory that they put, Ed and I were actually talking about this last night on Whatnot, the Juno one, the Juno rocket that they sent to Jupiter, I think, they had put those little minifigures of, it was like Galileo, and there were 3 of them total. I don't remember who the other 2 were, but they were made out of like space grade aluminum or something. They were crazy. These ones I think were just some regular minifigs in a little bag, but they've got some Lego minifigs that they are launching into space. Always kind of a fun,
That's
unique
awesome.
thing.
Yeah, we should launch some Lego minifigures as high as we can.
That sounds like a Grant Vogan video to me.
Yeah.
You go to the hobby store and you get some of those Estes rockets with the
Yeah.
little clear tube section in it that you can put a payload in.
And then to get a little extra boost, put some bottle rockets on it.
Yeah.
Maybe some mortars.
Yep.
A little more bang for your buck.
Right. Well, they have the parachute that comes out, but they always blow into a tree and you never get it back.
Oh, we need to do that with Lego minifigures. We need to get Grant and Vogan to do that. Yeah.
And then they could do a whole thing at the beginning, or maybe you get, I don't know, Levi's not here to do stop motion anymore. I was gonna say you could do like a whole lead up where they're like slow walking with the fog, like in the movie.
Now, ABC fan says, do you guys prefer Marvel or DC? I definitely prefer Marvel. My entire life, I've been a comic book fan. I bought comic books. I spent all my money as a kid on comic books, and I was, Marvel 75%, DC 25%, and it's always been that way, always been a bigger Marvel fan, but lately DC has been creeping up a little bit. DC's been, the Titans on HBO, really, for me, that really changed things, plus Gotham. Gotham is a really good series, and I don't know what it is about them. Maybe they're a little more adult and well done, but the Marvel has not been hitting home runs lately for me.
I usually say I'm a Batman fan and not a DC fan on the whole, but of course the Infinity Saga stuff was phenomenal. But overall, I do consider myself more of a Batman fan.
Yep.
Or pack a minifig in a t-shirt can and there you go, built by Matt.
Yeah.
Have a go.
Yeah. Are your pre-built sets browsable on your website? No, they're not.
Store tour videos in this
Yeah.
next message. Store tour videos are the best way to see what we got for built sets. Yeah, Grumpy J, I agree. Phase 4 Marvel it's been hit or miss. Some have been good, some have been just okay.
I feel like what happened with Marvel is they did so well and they were on top of the world.
Yeah.
And then with phase 4, they said, okay, now that we're the king, we're gonna start, issuing our orders and putting out a lot of stuff that they wanted to make change in the world or something. And
I guess,
it's not entertaining as it was. So
Yeah.
Whereas DC has absolutely nothing to lose. So they're getting a little more edgy, and
Yeah.
also the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I enjoyed the Snyder Cut.
Watching
a lot.
movie go from, one director to another and totally changing the movie.
I never saw the
was
theatrical cut,
amazing.
so I can't compare it. But I know I've seen the.
The theatrical cut of Justice League was like Aquaman. It was good, but not like amazing.
Just another okay
Whereas
DC
Zack
movie.
Snyder was amazing. It was amazing what he did to the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
So,
Morgan has a poll. Do you open rare minifig polybags for display or keep them sealed? If I generally buy a rare, I'm assuming you're talking about probably mostly Star Wars rare minifigs. I just generally buy them pre-opened because I don't want to have to burden myself with the decision of opening something that expensive. So, yeah, I generally buy a pre-opened one that's just in really good condition, when possible.
it's a very interesting question. It depends on your own preferences. However, on Bricklink, and this is still the case today, and this goes back at least 10 years, if you look at the value of the polybag sealed versus the value of the individual minifigure, the individual minifigure is always worth more than a sealed polybag. And someone's going to go prove me wrong on something, but this is usually the case.
Interesting.
And I think it's because people are looking for that minifigure. They're looking for the Darth Revan minifigure.
And they don't know
They're not
to check the
looking
set.
for the polybag.
Yeah. Like,
So as far as that's been concerned, I wouldn't say it has increased the value. It might increase the sellability, but not the value.
Yeah.
And it could be in a polybag and be damaged. Whereas outside
Yeah.
of the polybag, it's not damaged. I remember I was at New York Comic Con one year, and they were giving out the polybags of the Iron Man with the, I think it was the Iron Man with the triangle on his chest polybag. It should have been the first Iron Man polybag that they came out with, and they were giving them out, and people didn't want them. Not everybody, but some people didn't want them. And walking out of the convention hall at like 11 o'clock at night, we're walking down the street, and I step on one, and I pick it up.
You're kidding.
And I pick it up, and it really was only at the time, like an $8 polybag, but which is still decent. But.
Yeah, but for an event exclusive, I mean, those.
And I was like, man, I just stepped on this, and it's, it's probably not mint now, and I look at it, and it was destroyed. I was not the only one to step on it.
Yeah.
And that's happened before. We've also had polybags like that.
The TC-14.
TC-14.
I was gonna bring that up.
That was missing. What was he missing? A part.
He had two sets of. This is the chrome silver TC-14. It had 2 sets of legs, and the head, and no torso.
Yeah, and
and the head.
Now
Yes.
that one
Head, 2 legs,
could
no
be
torso.
more valuable because it is a
It's like a
mispackaged.
mispackaged.
Yeah,
thing,
which we auctioned off on Whatnot. And I think one of our regular viewers here
I
bought
don't
it.
remember who got that
Yeah.
one.
And then
Very unusual. That would be something you wouldn't want to open. I mean,
so
that's,
polybags, sealed polybags do have the potential to be damaged inside. You just don't know. Whereas unopened, you can see it. It's right there.
yeah, I mean,
it's
you can get
fine.
factory
Yeah.
defects.
So
and
I
stuff
would
like
not
that.
hesitate to open it if I were you.
It really depends what it is. I mean, if you're buying a chrome gold C3PO sealed, you probably don't want to open that, but
What if it's
That's
damaged?
up to you.
What if it's damaged
That's up to
inside?
you.
That chrome damages easily.
it does. It's up to you. And I am usually a proponent of, I said this in my collection video and stuff. I usually like to enjoy things the way that they're meant to be enjoyed. So I tend to not buy things new sealed. When I do get things new sealed by one way or another, though, I do generally, open them and enjoy them the way that I want to enjoy them, because that's that's my decision, but as such, I generally don't buy a lot of things sealed for that reason. I just look for things in a condition that I can be happy with.
So you just mentioned Chrome Gold C3PO.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually owned, the store has never actually owned one. We have them come in a lot, and it's like, if you look at it, so when they sprayed the Chrome Gold on it,
Yeah.
they didn't lift the arm up and spray under the
They
arm.
usually put the arms in the backward position.
Yeah.
I've noticed this on a lot of the Chrome figs, even the keychains, Chrome Stormtroopers, things like that. They put the arm in the backwards position, they chrome it, and then they pull it back down. So on the side of the torso, there's like a section from here to here that's not
Yeah,
chromed.
so it's not the best looking minifigure in that regard. Plus, the fake ones that you see out there are better than the real one.
Yeah.
So we get fake figures in all the
Well,
time.
because a lot of the custom ones do the newer style where they have like the colored wires and the torso
Yeah.
and stuff. The real Chrome Gold C3PO came out long enough ago that it was a pretty basic
So,
design at the time.
a kid brought in a Chrome Gold C3PO this past spring, and he said, "Yeah, I got this in a bulk lot, and I just wanted to know if you guys thought it was real." And I'm looking at it in his hand. I'm like, "Yeah, it's not real. No way. It's not. You're not gonna find this minifigure in a bulk Lego lot."
If a kid got it in their set random back then, why wouldn't they
And there
open it
are
and
a
throw it in
lot
with the
of
rest of their
fake
stuff?
ones going, around the market. So I'm
Nowadays,
looking at
yes.
it, and
Same with
it's-
Mr. Gold.
and it all looks right, but I'm like, yeah, I'm still like, there's no way it's real. And actually, it was in really good condition too. And I look at it, and I'm like, this is the real thing, because I've seen a lot of them. A lot of people
Yeah.
bring them in, but we can never come to terms on them because I just don't like the minifig.
We do get a lot of people who like to bring in stuff just to show and tell. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
people come in all the time with the Technic Osprey or whatever just to say, hey, look what I got. And we're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, what do you give me for this? And it's
Yeah,
like,
just
yeah,
to-
you
just
know
to
they don't
test it.
really
Yeah.
want to sell it. They just want to show it off,
Yeah.
which is fine. I love seeing them. And this kid especially, man, it was a real Chrome Gold C3PO he found in a used bulk Lego bin, and it was loose
He
and
found
in
what?
mint condition. The Chrome Gold C3PO.
Oh, that, yeah.
So I was.
I mean, I found my Cloud City Boba Fett in a bulk bin.
Did you really?
But that's a minifigure that came in a set.
Mm-hmm. I've got some pretty big news we haven't talked about yet.
What you
Next
got?
year, 2023, is the 100th anniversary of Disney, and they're coming out with Disney CMF series for that.
Okay, so
And
it'll
they're-
be the third one? They've done two already?
It'll be the third one, and this could be, like, being the 100th anniversary of Disney, there could be some really cool stuff in there. They might do a chase figure.
Characters in very special costumes, things
I'm
like
thinking 100th anniversary, I'm thinking something shiny, metallic.
that. Could be, yeah.
Something really
They
special.
already did like the retro Mickey and Minnie. That would have been a
Mhm.
good one for that.
Yeah, maybe they'll do Walt Disney, I don't know.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be neat. An actual Walt Disney minifig, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe some really older characters.
You could just do like his head, like frozen in a block of ice in a Disney vault. Walt Disney's frozen head.
Morgan is asking, has anyone seen evidence of counterfeit polybags out there? I've never seen evidence of a counterfeit polybag, but that does remind me of an interesting story. I got a box of 50 sealed Darth Revens one time at a convention, and it was a sealed Lego box. They were all real, and then the polybags were all real. It just had obviously come from a Lego store or something, and I was selling them on Bricklink, I believe, at the time for they weren't that much. It was like $40 each compared to what they are now. And a guy in the Midwest bought them. I think he was in St. Louis or Kansas City, and he messaged me and said, "Hey, I just opened this Darth Revan polybag, and it's a fake Lego minifigure. I want my money back." And I'm like, no, there's no way. I mean, it's not fake. So I go and I open one of these real Lego polybags. I open it up, and I start looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and the hood mold is different than the other hood molds Lego made.
This is like the standard hood mold we've
The
had for years.
Standard hood mold.
I mean, now we have a new one.
Yeah,
but
it was
okay.
different from all the other standard hood molds, and it honestly it looked different. It looked fake, but it said Lego on it, and it's because it was made. If you looked at the Darth Revan polybag, it said "Made in China." Well, usually when you're looking at anything Lego makes, it says "Made
Components
in
made in
Denmark,
Czech Republic,
Mexico, Czech Republic,
and then China can be in that list.
Yeah, but this
It
was
just said made in
straight
China.
up made in China.
Oof.
And it must have been a new mold at that factory that they were making them in. And we also have some Padmes from where she's got the torn shirt
Right.
from episode 2. And she looks 100% fake. Have you seen her? She's on my desk over
No,
there.
I gotta
There's
take a
2
look
of
at
them. And everything, the plastic, the printing, everything is off.
But it's got
But
Lego
it's
stamps
all,
on it.
every single piece says Lego on it. And I don't know why, there's 2 of them. And so we're just keeping her on the desk. Maybe she's a prototype.
Could be they
Just
were
made in a totally different factory.
somebody
I don't know.
screwed up on the formula for the plastic for that day. The
Yep.
proportions of.
But I would
whatever.
say if it's sealed in a poly bag, it's legit. I've never heard of
That
a
would be an
counterfeit
extremely
poly
rare,
bag being
yeah.
out there, yeah.
As far as I know, as long as the polybag says Lego, Lepin, or what's the other one? Kisoit.
Is that one?
Yeah. That was one of the ones Justin did.
Somebody wants to see Max from the Goofy movie for the 100th anniversary of Disney CMF.
I'd say they'd probably stick to more classic movies, but you never know.
Yeah, you would think with the 100th anniversary it would be classic movies.
It'll probably be. I mean, you could see some modern classics in there. I mean, Frozen is always going to be
I
popular.
really think they're going to do something special. It could be the artwork on the packaging. Maybe it might be shiny and bright, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah, Cinderella, probably some stuff like that. Really, really age-old classics and stuff to represent 100 years.
Hey, Pierre says, good morning, Pierre. He says his son loves his $100 baby t-shirt we bought in Chicago. That's the Nirvana shirt where the baby is chasing a $100 Lego bill.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like in a
speaking
pool,
of
right?
shirts, I gotta get our new shirt. It's
Oh, yeah.
not,
Yeah,
it's
go
not on our
grab it.
website yet. But
Go grab it. Don't do Elsa and Anna again. Yeah, they may not do that. I'm just talking about in terms of what movies they could pull from. It'll probably be older stuff, bar maybe some things that have not stood the test of time very well for social standards these days. All right, here we go.
all right, this is
Ed
our
had a funny
Halloween
comment
shirt.
about this yesterday.
This is our Halloween shirt.
Special, new for this year for Halloween.
This was designed by Mark Erickson, hand drawn by Mark Erickson.
Hand drawn with the computer mouse.
Yeah, he does that by hand. Have you ever seen him do it?
Really? What, does he have like a
Yeah.
Wacom tablet or something?
He went to
I thought he just does
he
it
went
in
to college
Photoshop.
for graphic design.
Well, yeah, I knew that. I thought he just did it all in Photoshop. Does he actually have like a thing where he uses like a
Yeah.
digital pen? Oh, I've never
Yeah.
seen him do it. That's cool.
Okay, so that's the front. Then we got our logo on the back in green. And if you look closely, you can see a tombstone there, and the tombstone says Ed on it.
There's 2 tombstones though.
Yeah. So the tombstone says Ed on it. It is not Ed from
Can you
Atlanta
read the
Brick
other one?
Co.
Oh, the other one's a
It
little
just
hard to
says
see on
Rip.
this one.
No,
No,
it says.
no, he changed it.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
It says Nexonites. No, I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
You got one tombstone
All right.
for Ed and one for next.
That's perfect. I mean, you could just see it if you look.
Yeah, just
yeah.
perfect.
So
Yeah,
that
Ed,
is-
Ed came in yesterday to do the Whatnot auction last night, and I guess it was sitting there by the counter or something, and he picks it up and he goes, "Oh man, this is cool. Hey, why does it say Ed on the tombstone?" Yeah, R.I.P. Ed.
So that's going to be available on our website soon. It's $24.99. It is our premium
He will be missed.
t-shirts. So it'll be probably on today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow because if Joe's out today, he would normally put that on. So Daniel will probably model.
Don't
it.
worry, you'll be able to get it in time for Halloween. We'll make sure
Yeah.
that we'll get it on here in the next day or two, hopefully. That based on Monster Fighters.
Nexonites.
Yeah, the Monster Fighters Ghost Train was the basis for it.
Yeah, Malister, good idea. Zombie Nexonites would be really
That'd be
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that is almost all the news we have. The other bit of news, I'm not going to go too much into detail on it, but Ed and I did our Portland haul this past weekend. We got it all. There was tons of hiccups. We barely made it, but we were there for literally 48 hours, and the sets are shipped in the mail, the UPS and U-Haul, and hopefully we'll get them in the next couple weeks. I haven't checked the status on the UPS boxes yet, but we're gonna turn it into a video for YouTube. I don't know how it's gonna turn out because the video really sucked because it was Ed and I doing it.
That's all right.
But
you all get to see it.
But we'll see how it turned out, and if you are a rare set collector, if you subscribe to that on YouTube, you guys, I think you've already seen it, but
Oh, did they get their sneak peek?
we did a post and we put the spreadsheet on. We emailed individuals the spreadsheet. If you haven't gotten it yet, it's because, and you requested it, it's because Joe is out.
Yeah, if you
Joe left around noon
if you
yesterday.
join the membership now because you want to get access to that,
Yeah.
and you shoot us a message, we can try and get that to you.
I don't know
before
if
it
Joe's
goes
doing
public.
that from home or not, but he might be sending it out from home. So if you really do want it, send us another message. Sorry if you have to do that. No, you don't even have to do that. Don't
If
do
you
that.
get the membership, though,
I'll tell Joe to just do it from home and send it to you.
if you want to get the membership to have access to that list, you can keep pestering us till we get it to you because you're paying for that privilege before everybody else gets it.
Zombie Nexo Knights chasing Mark's minifigure holding the yellow castle. That would be really good. Oh, speaking of Mark and yellow,
Where is this going?
their Lego Masters trophy is in,
Okay.
and I think we've showed it off on here before.
Yeah, he brought it in for some video.
But we are going to get a case for it for the store,
Yeah.
and we're going to do a meet and greet with them sometime this fall, where you can come get your picture taken with both of them and the trophy, which
Get their
is pretty cool.
signatures.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe will we be able to get a minifigure for Steven by then? Are
Yeah,
we
we're
still
working on the
that?
minifigure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually don't talk about these, but this is a cool one. I usually don't cover, my news source always lists every time a new LEGO Ideas project hits 10,000 supporters, which these days happens like twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is a really good one. It's a Thomas the Tank Engine. I think it's really well designed. I don't know, I would like to see this as a set. I think Thomas is pretty in culture. I think a lot of people know what Thomas is, so I think that'd be a nice set. It's not a particularly huge one, so I think it'd be a pretty easy one to get through. But
I like it. It's classic.
yeah,
Yeah.
I usually don't bring this kind of stuff up, but I think it's
Yeah.
a good one.
A lot of people don't even know that they made Duplo Thomas stuff,
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's not a lot out there.
Yeah. So that's somebody that they've partnered up with for licenses before.
Brick Virus was asking if we talked about the rumored Star Wars 2023 sets. No, we didn't. Like Daniel and I were saying, we haven't seen a whole lot of rumors out
Let
there.
me check. Who's that I usually check? Either Promo Bricks or there's somebody else that usually has that kind of stuff early. Let me see if I can find what y'all are talking about.
ABC fan
Maybe.
said,
Oh, it was last week. That's why.
I never
We
knew.
might have covered it last week.
Yeah, we might have talked about it last week.
There was a bunch of Technic stuff, because I know I covered the Harry Potter stuff last week, and this post was older than that. So this was Slave 1 Microfighter, I think we talked about that last week. The second 501st Battle Pack that had all the better minifigs.
Oh yeah, the sniper, the
Yeah.
heavy assault, and
2 season 3
Commander.
Mandalorian sets at pretty high price points, so those should be interesting. TIE Bomber, Captain Rex and Commander Cody helmets. And then the 2 dioramas for the Death Star 2 throne room and the Endor speeder bike chase. Yeah, we talked about all these last week.
Unless there's new ones since then.
Yeah, unless there's new since then. I
You
mean,
know they're
that
coming out with
post
more stuff. The
was
Slave
August
1
19th.
Microfighter, yeah.
And then the Harry Potter stuff. And what was the other one? Oh, it was Madeline earlier. I was talking about the Marvel stuff. That one I had not seen.
But let's see, we've got the Joy of Building tomorrow night, and who's going to be on that? Do you know?
It's supposed to be me and Joe, We'll have to see if Joe's feeling
Joe's
better,
not
otherwise we'll
feeling
get
better,
somebody
he
else in.
won't. Otherwise, we'll see if Angie or Randy or me or Ed or
We've got a lot of
someone
people
else.
out right now.
Yeah, and which is good. It's a slow time of year. We've had a crazy busy summer, and it's
Oh,
nice
it's been a whirlwind. My goodness.
you know, it's nice to have a little bit of a break in the fall, but you know, we don't do very many sales in the fall either, so it's okay for people to take time off.
Right.
And then we've got what else do we have coming out? What's coming out Friday on Between the Studs?
I believe it is the interview with Ben Cossey.
Yes.
That's what I scheduled for Friday.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Ben
Ben Cossey is a Lego fan from Australia, so he and Mark sat down and talked a lot about his involvement in the Lego community and differences
Mhm.
between how things are in Australia versus here from lots of different perspectives, like conventions, access to product, price points, things like that.
And your Lego collection videos are both out now on
Yep.
Random Saturdays with Grant Vogan.
Yep, that's right.
And they are
The first part was the Saturday before last, and the second part came out just this past Saturday.
pretty good stuff, it looks like, so.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I know you were looking forward to that for a long time, because you had seen some of the stuff that I was moving into my apartment, like
Is
the,
it all set
the
up now?
retail displays. It's all set up, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm all set.
You'll have to have a wine and cheese night, a finer things night, where we
Finer
don't
Things
come
Club?
and look at your
Yeah.
collection.
Well, I wanted to do, I need to have like a movie night or something,
Mhm.
kinda like a housewarming kinda thing.
Yeah.
Have everybody over and then they can
Housewarming
ooh and
party,
ah
that
and
would
look
be
at
cool.
it, yeah. Even though I've lived here for, what, 5 months now? Maybe even close to 6, I don't know.
Yeah, but it takes a while to get settled in.
Morgan said, I love the pick-a-brick wall you have. Yeah, those are some of my favorite things. The two
Can I bring
pick-a-brick
my
wall
own cup
sections.
over and do pick-a-brick?
No,
Well, what's the sense in having a pick-a-brick wall if I can't do pick-a-brick?
just for me, just for me. T Valkyrie says my collection is awesome. Thank you, T Valkyrie, I appreciate that.
Brick Mom Virginia says, tell us about the shirts you're wearing. Oh yeah, these are
I got
both our
Brickolinis
shirts.
on.
Yeah, okay.
This was the very first one that Randy printed. So we only had one color of this T-shirt. I liked it on the dark blue. I think the official one is on kind of a medium dark green. But I mean, if we ever get more of this color shirt in, we could certainly do that as well.
And that's
This was just the
from
color that I wanted.
the Lego
Lego Islands
Islands
video game, 1997.
Where else you gonna eat?
Where else? That was the whole. Yeah, they had like a little ad that would play on the radio, and the whole joke was that the pizzeria was the only place to eat on the entire island. These people can only eat pizza.
You know why I had never heard of Lego Islands?
Why?
Because I was graduating high school in
Oh, so
1997.
After your time, but before your kids'
I
time,
did
yeah.
not- I was in what, totally right
Total
in the middle of
dark
my dark
age,
ages.
yeah. Fair enough.
And then this is the UFO shirt, and it was
I like that.
this was designed by Mark. Mark is an artist. He does like when we do commission builds and stuff. Mark can draw stuff out by hand, and it looks like it's actually gonna look. He can do it by hand, or he can do it on the computer. He hand drew anything that looks like Lego IP. Mark will hand draw that stuff so that it's an original design. So if you compare this to the real UFO logo, it's not actually the same thing, but it just looks like
Really?
it.
I'll take a closer look at that.
Yep.
Rick Ferry said, I love the mug with the minifigs and the minifigures from the cup next to it. Yeah, I had fun doing that. I had a mug that was one of the like Legoland mugs where they have like the racks and racks of them with all these different names on them. So I have the one that says Daniel on it, and it had a bunch of the mugs from like the 80s and 90s on it. So I got a case and collected all the minifigures that were on the mug. Mark, Lego master, artist, and
Singer.
Yeah, you gotta go watch the 5,000 subscriber special if you missed that. He
Yeah.
sang the Next Night's theme song.
And he actually, it sounded good. It was a very entertaining video, especially at the end.
Alright, we're at an hour here. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Stay tuned, and thank you guys for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for buying stuff from us, and keep an eye out for this new Halloween shirt on our website. It should be coming out in the next couple days.
And the Portland Hall. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah, that Portland Hall is going to be awesome. See you
Thank
guys.
y'all for coming. We'll probably see you. I'll be with somebody tomorrow night. I'm sure, on the Joy of Building. I'm
They
not
said
sure
they
who
want to
yet.
see you and Ed.
Oh, me and Ed. We'll see if we can get Ed back in. Thank y'all for coming. We'll see you later this week. Look for the Friday Between the Studs video with Ben Cossey. Later, everybody. Enjoy your day.